Yeah.
What inspired you to become an engineer?
I was the kind of kid that like ripped his bike apart when he was 8, when I was left alone for too long, just to like see how it all worked. So I kind of feel like I've always been an engineer. And then I really enjoyed math and physics in school when I was your guys' age. And my brother was an engineer, so I think I've always been an engineer.
That's rolling right now. Okay.
What is something that you wish that people understood about renewable energy?
Oh, that it's intermittent. So it's sort of like a wave. It comes and goes. So the sun is available now, so we have solar energy. When the sun goes away, we won't have it anymore. So it's intermittent. Whereas if you're burning coal in a coal plant, it's just always there. It's just. So the problem is I want to flick the light on and get light right now. I want electricity right now. But renewables are intermittent, so that link between when the resource is available and when I want it it's very complex. Yeah.
What is your view on Tesla's Powerwall?
Amazing. Part of the solution. Why?
Well, it's just recently been released with the solar roof technology, and I was wondering what your view was on that.
So how do you manage intermittency?
Batteries would be
Storage. So that's why batteries are very, very, very important. And it's hard to make huge batteries, so having lots of little small batteries everywhere is really, really important. Yes?
Why did you decide to go into like renewable energy instead of like architecture or something different?
You know, I remember I kept it. It was an essay I wrote in 4th year engineering, and it was on ethics. And so way back then, the whole thing is about how I'm going to use my career for good and for the cause and for making the world a better place. So that's why. In terms of like architects can do that too, of course. I'm a mechanical engineer, which means I like things that are spinning and moving and connecting and blasting, so I've just drawn to it. Yes?
How would you like to see British Columbia's energy generated?
Well, we're almost entirely hydropower, which is got no intermittency because we turn a valve and you have power. And it's got storage. It's water stored high. That's energy stored. So we have pretty much the best energy system in the world. So, and because we have that amazing storage capacity there, we can bring on renewable energy at a greater rate than other places. Yes?
So how could the rest of the world learn from what we're doing?
By looking for solutions to bring more renewable energy onto the grid, instead of just going to more traditional forms like bringing on coal or gas-fired or something like that. Yes?
Is there a project you've done that you're especially proud of?
Proud of?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots. I guess one thing that I'm pretty proud of is the work I did at my master's degree, where we were updating and improving the theory of how much energy is available from tidal flows. So tides come in and out. So how can we extract that and use that to power the grid? And that was pretty cool work. It's really well referenced and pretty popular work that we did. So. Yes?
What impacts do you think your projects will have in the next 50 years?
Oh, wow. So what I do right now is energy efficiency. So we take a building like this and we find ways for it to use less energy. Okay? So it's sort of like, instead of driving around in big trucks, we can have everyone driving around in tiny little cars. So the world needs to use less energy. And that's what I work on every day. So in 50 years from now, Will I be alive?
Sure.
I'm going to be going strong in 50 years. I think that I'll have personally been involved in reducing Canada's energy consumption by a significant portion. Buildings use like 30% of our entire energy in the country, and so if we can reduce that by 50 to 100%, that's a big dent in reducing global climate change.
Do you want to be involved in this on just with Canada or on a global scale?
In order to make an impact, we have to get onto a global scale. We're already in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario. We're spreading, and our entire business model is around how can we spread faster and bigger. Our mission as a company is to reduce the impact of climate change. So we're doing that by reducing greenhouse gases, and we need to do it. We need to expand. Yes.
How can you do to make your products more efficient so you don't need to buy one every 10 years or every 5 years? Because you can solve climate change, but if you need rare earth materials for your batteries and you continue using the economic model of producing from cradle to grave, then in 100 years you won't have enough rare earth materials and we will be in another crisis. How can you have a profiting business or have something that is profitable without making something cradle to grave? Like, have you thought about that?
Rethinking everything. Take everything you know and throw it away and think about a solution. What did Einstein say? What's that quote from Einstein?
You can't solve the problems that we've created at the level of thinking that created them.
That's right. So throw it all away, start over.
What?
Thank you, by the way.
It was the basis of my thesis.
Make things that you can recycle, make things that can come apart so that you can recycle that part and that part. Try not making anything. I made a decision early in my career that I wasn't going to be responsible for designing things that ended up in a landfill. So I sell my service. I sell my ideas. I don't sell a product. Yes.
What is your biggest obstacle right now?
Too much work. I'm too busy. And so as you get busier and busier and busier, you need to find people to get to do more and more work for you. So as you expand, you need to hire people and get help. So right now it's about getting help. But then you get help and you have to train them. And, wow. So being too busy, it's hard, it's easy. Balance is really important. And right now, my career is, I'm sort of like this right now, too much work. So I need to kind of come back and have some more me time. Surf, like to mountain bike, like to spend time with my friends and family, have a nice big garden. I'm into permaculture. Does anyone know permaculture? Yeah. So I like growing food. Yes. Or how about you? You.
Around urban agriculture, what is the disadvantage to that?
I can't think of a single one.
A disadvantage? I wonder if you change it to obstacle.
Oh, okay. Well, there's obstacle. Getting land. Land is expensive, but there's solutions to that actually. There's a lot of land, a lot of people with land that they don't know what to do with anymore. But they don't have the energy or time to cut the grass. So you can just go and ask them if you can plant some potatoes. Yeah.
If you're a surfer, I don't know if you're aware of this, but recently BC Hydro has had to purchase all the land surrounding Jordan River because of their dam and earthquake problems.
Yeah.
What do you think about, how would you go about fixing those kind of issues with hydroelectricity?
I mean, they abandoned all hopes of retrofitting that dam, so it just costs too much money to try and structurally upgrade that facility. So, I mean, it's important to remember, like, this guy was saying back here, that there's like a service life attached to anything that you build. And you need to be thinking about what happens after that. So a hydro dam, you know, even if it's 100 years, well, what happens after that 100 years? And that's long-term thinking that isn't common right now. But definitely part of the solution and part of sustainability is thinking 100 years into the future, thinking 200, 300. So with that dam, I don't think there's anything you can do. I've actually done work on that dam. I did an energy study for that dam. So I know it pretty well, actually. I just hope I'm not surfing.
Question here.
How do you include communities or the public in your ideas?
Well, it's really important. If I come in and adjust the way this space works, I need to make sure that you're okay with it, so that you're not just cold and freezing in the corner while I'm saving energy. So there's people use the spaces that we impact, so we have to engage with them and work with them to find solutions.
The major projects you guys are developing.
Well, right now we're working with the University of Calgary, and so one of the reasons why I'm so busy is I have to spend a lot of money. I have to spend $7 million on the University of Calgary campus to reduce energy there. So that's like, I'm consumed by that right now. How do I spend $7 million quickly?
Are you in a lot looking at a project like that, or is it a low
Yeah,
budget?
it's the biggest one we've dealt with. It's a sign of the times. For the last 10 years, we've been picking away at smaller projects, proving what we can do, showing what we can do. And this is where I think you were mentioning the little ripple effect. You do what you say you're going to do. You do high quality work. You take care of people, and show compassion. And then all of a sudden, those little changes start going like this. And so we're like right there, where this 7 million is a big number right now. But if you talk to me in 5 years, I don't think it's going to be as big of a number. Meaning, and that's what we have to go. We have to go there, or else climate change is going to smack us around.
What a great way of closing. Call it your salute, your Justin salute.
Okay, thank you, everybody.